prophets, because if anybody's going to undergo exaltation, they would. So do people pray to them? Do they think they're gods?
There is a belief that humanity has the potential to become gods, but they would not be our gods. Our Father in heaven would still be our God.
So do Venus and Mars have separate gods whose names you know? Because they each get a planet, right?
I don't know exactly, but there are different theories.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes?
Were you excommunicated strictly because of having premarital sex? And if that's the case, does the Mormon Church believe that yours is an extremely isolated case?
Yeah, that was why, but it doesn't happen to everyone, which was part of why it was puzzling to me. Yeah, because there are plenty of Mormons who have sex before marriage. It teaches that you're not supposed to, but plenty of them do. But generally, the consequence is not that harsh.
So how did they determine it? How did they pick you out? Was there something that brought you out much more in the limelight? Why people suddenly realized that?
Or were you just honest?
What's that?
Or were you just honest and mentioned it?
Okay, yeah, that's a story I don't want to share here. But yeah, basically, it was up to the discretion of that particular bishop, essentially, and I really don't have an answer for why. Yes?
How much of the rapid growth of the church is just due to reproduction because they have lots of kids, or how much is conversion?
I would have to look up the statistics. The last time I remember, though, there were, I think it was about 1 in 6 new members were because of new baptism, and then like 5 out of 6 were new converts.
Okay, so most of it is reproduction, because it's increasing exponentially, basically.
They do have a very concerted missionary effort.
Now we have a lot of LDS members here, and I'd like to hear from one of them if they feel comfortable asking a question.
I'd be happy to answer any questions from an LDS perspective if you'd like.
Oh no, I want to hear you ask a question.
Ask questions.
Yeah, or if you
No,
feel
well,
comfortable.
what she said was very true about the underlying doctrines. The first part especially, not that the other part wasn't true, but there was a sweet spirit when she was teaching that truth. At least I felt that. I also felt the emotion of the testimony that I believe she had, and if I dare say, may still have. And I have had gay friends and family members as well. I don't see a conflict in how the church treats women and gays in the church. There's more to it than what was glossed over here today. And there is a lot more to it. And the last person who is submissive is my wife. If she was here, she would I'd probably hold her in the seat when you said that. Our elders quorum president, the presiding officer in our elders, his wife retains her maiden name. The Garden of Eden is not taken as literally as what's been portrayed. It is taken literally and symbolically. And personally, I believe it was more than 6,000 years ago. There's a lot more here than what meets the surface. The church is a matter of faith, and there has to be some leaps of faith in any church. And I certainly respect where you're coming from, but there's always more.
Okay, what about, I could pull it up off the internet, but there was a talk by Bruce R. McConkie in the 70s where he talks about this is when the Garden of Eden was, and there was no evolution, and we are duty-bound to accept these truths.
And he was wrong.
So
Okay.
Was he a prophet, seer, or revelator, or not?
He was an apostle, but see, just because an apostle or prophet says something doesn't mean it's true. And this is where a lot of our critics get into trouble trying to criticize us. Because only when they speak in that capacity on an official publication is that true. And many times the leaders of our church, from Joseph Smith to the present time, will give opinions. You can't look at what they say and say that's true. It's their opinion.
Why have them?
Because
why have
at times the Lord speaks through them, and that's when you need to listen.
So how do you know when it's the Lord and when it's just them?
Because they'll tell you if it's official
and you just
pronouncement.
have to take their word for it?
It's called having the Spirit.
Okay,
Our church is based upon having the Spirit. Yes.
I'm not coming for this meeting a lot, but there is an ongoing process around